This meeting is called to order. Madam Clerk, would you take the roll, please?
City Attorney Doctor.
Here.
Interim City Manager Burton.
Here.
City Manager, Commissioner Dean.
Here.
Commissioner Logan.
Here.
Commissioner Shirtliff.
Here.
Mayor Collins.
Here.
And for the record, Commissioner Reed will be a couple minutes late online.
Okay. Would you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Welcome and thank you for participating in the City of Helena City Commission meeting. We are pleased to be able to provide this alternative meeting format in the city's effort to broaden public participation. Please be patient as we may experience technical difficulties during the meeting. We welcome your public commentary during the meeting. Please read the following tips and guidelines for the app usage and your participation. The minutes for 1/9/23, 1/18/23, and 1/23/23 were received. Do you have any comments, addition? The meetings will stand as submitted. Commission proposals. Anyone? Commissioner Logan?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to read this brief statement about the progress that we've made on the city manager recruitment process. For the benefit, the commission is aware of what I'm going to read here, but for the benefit of the public and staff, just to let you know, the City Manager Relations Subcommittee, among other things, is responsible for coordinating the recruitment and selection of the next city manager. The subcommittee consists of Mayor Collins and me, with Commissioner Dean serving as alternate in her capacity as Mayor Pro Tem. The full commission approved the criteria and process upon which the subcommittee's work is based. We, along with our consultant CMS, made a significant effort to attract and encourage diversity in the applicant pool. This included ensuring the selection criteria were broad enough to enable individuals with a variety of backgrounds to compete for the position, issuing several media releases regarding the opportunity and advertising in many venues, including those targeting underrepresented groups. It's important to note, 85% of the marketing budget was spent on advertising in publications and with associations to solicit a diverse pool of applicants. Mayor Collins and I thoroughly and thoughtfully reviewed all submissions to identify semifinalists from the initial pool of candidates. The subcommittee ensured that the commission involvement by providing training and access so commissioners could monitor the application and screening processes online. Due to scheduling conflicts affecting the mayor's availability, Commissioner Dean served on the subcommittee with me to interview candidates and identify finalists. Commissioner Dean and I recently completed semifinalist interviews. The process of identifying finalists included a thorough review of candidate cover letters, resumes, and employment histories, a preliminary interview to cover the terms and conditions of employment, and a detailed interview with Commissioner Dean and myself to discuss candidates' experience and approach. It's our hope in the very near future to announce the names of those candidates who will be moving forward to a final interview. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You bet. Comments or other questions for the commission? Danae? Is Commissioner online? Comments or questions?
Mr. Mayor, I would really appreciate the statement from Commissioner Logan. I think that we've been excited about moving forward and would looking forward to those final interviews where the full commission can interview all the candidates.
Thank you. And at this point, I just want to know where we're at with the finalists as to whether we should move forward with the 3 finalists or not. And I'm asking you as the commission.
Mr. Mayor, yes, I'm comfortable. I think we've had a very methodical process. CMS has been immensely helpful in making sure that we are using a consistent rubric in completing those. They did an excellent job in compiling all the information into an online workspace that all commissioners had access to and were trained on. So I feel comfortable moving forward, and their help was significant, and I'm really happy with how the process has proceeded so far.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any? Commissioner?
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. Yeah, I am too. I'm comfortable with that, and I appreciate the work that Commissioner Dean, Commissioner Logan, and you, Mayor Collins, have done on this to find us a permanent city manager. Appreciate the work you're doing.
Commissioner Reed, actually, I asked the question as to where we were moving forward with the finalists or not, and I was just getting inputs from the commission as to whether it will meet the consensus to move forward. So if you want to say a few words, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I'm fine with moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir.
Communications proposals from the city attorney. Doctor?
I have nothing to report. Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners.
Thank you. Report of the city manager, interim manager Burton.
Mayor Collins, with your permission, I'd like to invite the police chief up to the podium to give a brief to the commission on a new strategic partnership we're working on with School District 1.
Oh, okay. Please, come on over, chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Commission. Thank you. Brief update, Handle with Care. I know Commissioner Dean. We've talked about Handle with Care. You were in the meeting with the school district, so I'm just going to read a brief update, and if there's any questions afterwards, I'll free to answer them, or try at least. So first, the Handle with Care initiative is aimed at addressing children's exposure to trauma and violence. This program directly addresses the goal of mitigating negative impacts of a child should it occur. When trauma does occur to a child, this program is designed to set in motion a variety of resources by providing support and on-site trauma-focused interventions by school staff and/or mental health providers, and if necessary, to children identified by law enforcement and school personnel. Essentially, this program is a notification system to alert school administration personnel that a child has experienced an event that may have a negative impact on them and into their day at school. This notification enables the school to handle the child with care upon their arrival to school the next day following an incident. This notification will take place by law enforcement and be received by the Helena School District Administration. This notification will contain only the child's name and the Handle with Care instruction. Law enforcement will not be disseminating criminal justice information and will adhere to local, state, and federal laws when giving out any information. With that said, through vetting this program, the City of Helena Police Department, City Attorney's Office, Lewis and Clark County Attorney's Office, and the Helena School District are in a general consensus to move forward with the Handle with Care program. Currently, we are looking at the process of when law enforcement notifies the school district with the child's name and making sure we have a secure way to handle this notification, keeping in mind the privacy laws along with dissemination of criminal justice information. For us, for law enforcement, no details of the incident are released to the schools. Like the city manager said, interim city manager said, this is a continued great partnership with the Helena School District, and we look forward to continuing with the process. Again, we're just preliminary. We're in talks, but I think in talking with the city attorney and everyone, I believe we can move forward with it.
Wow, I am so happy right now, just hearing that. I'm not kidding you. That is so neat. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No,
Thank you.
it's a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and I'd like to thank the city attorney and Kevin Downs from the Lewis and Clark County's office. He met with myself and the city attorney's office, and we had a great conversation about it. So like I said, it's just preliminary, but we are moving forward, and once we figure out the process to make sure everything's a go and we can get that in place. And the biggest thing is to make sure the information of the child and everything's safe from that standpoint. We should be able to move forward on it.
Thank you, Manager Burton and Chief.
You bet.
Any other comments from the commission?
Mr. Mayor, I just want to thank you to the chief, city manager, city attorney, and Helena Public Schools for being so willing to really move forward with this program. As a former teacher, I know how significant it is when you need no other information, but a child has been some incident, and to handle with care, because it will change the way that your day proceeds and how that student interacts within your classroom. You know that when maybe they're sleepy or they're agitated, you can handle the situation accordingly and get them the support that they need immediately. I think this is going to have it will have some of the most significant impacts on student mental wellness that I think we've been able to really pursue at a city level in partnership than in many recent years. And I'm very, very grateful for the work, and just emphasizes why it's so important that we have these really strong partnerships with an entity like Helena Public Schools.
Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. Thank you, Chief. I appreciate, I'm kind of with the mayor in terms of the excitement and the good news that your time here brings us. And it just, as I've said for a long time, my observation of the Helena Police Department has been, it is a very proactive organization within our community, and very appreciative of your efforts here and of staff's efforts to help you along with our partners. Do have one question. Does this ultimately end in like a formal relationship, such as a memorandum or a contract or
I'll
anything of
defer
that
to the
nature?
city attorney on that.
Thank you.
Yes, it will.
Mayor, Commissioner Logan, we have upcoming a training that will be ongoing with the Helena School District, the Helena Police Department. There are others that will be involved in the training as well. I did just hear city manager say it will be in a formal agreement of some sort with the Helena School District as well. That I haven't seen yet, but I would be obviously involved in that as well. But I don't know that we've talked about that with the school district yet, but it is something that we can still formalize. It's not too late.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Any others? Okay. All right. Okay, communications from Helena Citizens Council. Shelley Haskett, you have the floor.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me attend this meeting. I appreciate it. We also are going to provide questions to you for the city manager. I think our deadline was the 9th, and then we were going to pick several questions. We also are just gearing up for the budget report, trying to get all our facts ready for you guys on that. And then if you walk by the Good Kind building, HCC Outreach put a display up for Valentine's on why we love Helena. And that's what's happened in this last month. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Regular items. Consider a right-of-way use permit for 361 North Last Chance Gulch. Transportation Director Kanopke. Before you start, Director Kanopke, I just want to re-emphasize, I've received some good letters about your department. You know, I hope you will let them know that, you know, kudos to them, you know, so let them know that.
I'll do that, Mayor. Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. As the Mayor stated, this is consider a right-of-way use permit for 361 North Last Chance, basically the Burton Ernie's building. Cole Mannix, the president of the Old Salt Co-op, is looking to finalize his purchase of that property. And the Old Salt's business plan includes to the continued use of that patio area that's out there. Their financial institution, which is becoming more and more a norm, has asked for assurance with a new agreement that the permitting of this use would be still okayed by the City Commission. But they would like that prior to the loan approval, so it does make a little difficult for Mr. Mannix. So per city code, exclusive right-of-way use agreements get charged a 5% fair market value for the use of the area. The applicant is proposing to perpetuate the 5-foot city standard sidewalk width language from the original agreement that Burton Ernie's had in lieu of the code 7-foot width requirement for downtown. The move and to move the fencing toward the building to bring the sidewalk clearance into compliance with the agreement and ADA standards. The Transportation Department, in conjunction with the City Attorney's Office, is proposing this exclusive right-of-way use, and we recommend it be approved with the language stipulating that it will go into effect pending finalization of the property purchase. Approval of this right-of-way use will allow the prospective business owner to use that property as it probably has been used in the past, or at least the most efficient way that they see fit in their business plan. So with that, we move to, we recommend to conditionally approve the exclusive right-of-way use permit for 361 North Last Chance Gulch, pending final sale of the same, including a sidewalk variance to allow an unencumbered remainder of the sidewalk that is no less than 5 feet width. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Director Kanopke. Comments or questions from the commission?
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead, Commissioner.
you might be able to answer this, but if not, maybe the applicant can answer it. So the trees will have to be removed to meet the ADA standards. Is that correct?
The tree wells themselves, the trees are pretty much right at the fence line. So the tree wells themselves are gonna have to be either redone, removed, however to meet that ADA compliance, but yes.
Do we know if there will be any greenery that replaces?
I believe
that.
Mr. Mannix is in attendance, but from my understanding and discussions with them, they are going to plan on doing some greenery, just maybe not in the concrete itself, but to have some planters or whatever. I don't know if they're that far in their plans for that exterior patio or not, but we do understand that there will be greenery there.
Okay, great.
Any other comments from the commission? Okay, I'll entertain a motion. Oh, excuse me, do we have any public comments?
I wonder, Mr. Mayor, could we use this opportunity to have the applicant answer about the greenery plans?
Okay, after, Madam Clerk, okay. Do we have any online?
No, Mr. Mayor, there's no public comment online.
Thank you. Mr. Mannix, are you available to answer a question or two?
Mr. Mayor, City Commission, thank you for hearing this. We're still working on the site plan. What we've been told is that the existing trees need to go away in order to make enough room for the 5 feet. And Parks has okayed that, but we still don't know what exactly is that patio gonna look like. We know we have to move the fence back in towards the building to make for the 5 feet.
And our request is, can we leave it at that 5 instead of going all the way to 7, which would kind of substantially change, the business we're buying. But we are not far enough along yet in the design to know what the landscaping might look like. I think it may be a little too, to put trees back in the ground and make a hole in the concrete. There may not quite be enough space for that, but we certainly would consider planters. So we're just not too far along in it yet.
Any other comments from the commission?
Mr. Mayor, just a brief comment. I'm going to be supporting this. I am sad to see 2 trees along Last Chance go because I think that's a really nice feature. But I also think the benefits of being ADA compliant outweigh that and making the corner a little bit more functional. But very excited to visit once you open.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead, Commissioner.
would move to conditionally approve an exclusive right-of-way use permit for 361 North Last Chance Gulch pending final sale of the same, including a sidewalk variance to allow for an unencumbered remainder of sidewalk that is no less than 5 feet in width.
Second.
Man, they wanted to get out of here fast. It's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion from the commission? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Dean,
Aye.
Commissioner Logan,
Aye.
Commissioner Reed,
Aye.
Commissioner Shertliff,
Aye.
Mayor Collins.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. At this time, is there anyone from the public wishes to address the commission? Madam Clerk, do we have anybody online?
Mr. Mayor, I have no public comment online.
Before I close, I just want to say something that is not on the record. But I have a friend who came from all the way Africa to visit with me, and we've been friends since 2nd grade. And when we found each other on Facebook, he said, I'm coming to visit you, I'm coming to visit you. So thank God for Facebook, first of all. And I said, you don't want to come in the winter. He said, but that's the only way people know I came to America. So his name is Snan Sampa. Snan, welcome to the city of Helena. Are there any final comments? If not, this meeting is adjourned.